latest edition of Behind the Scenes Glen Ellyn. Well, we've got a real treat for you today. We're going to go see Paul's shoe service. So, hey, let's step on it. Doug, tell us a little bit about the shop first.
Well, the shop actually, my dad started in 1951. He actually purchased it from a family who owned it actually from 1906 to 1951. And we had some information on the wall about him.
Oh, where's that information?
So it's over here on the wall. I'll show you. But this is a gentleman right here. This is Vel Sickler. It's a very interesting photo too, because it even says that they're positive and no credit given. It was probably during the Depression. And then this is what the store looked like back in the early before, and it actually even looked like this. My dad, when my dad owned it, and of course he changed the name. So it's been a shoe repair for over 100 years.
Over
100 years, and 70 was our, we've had it.
Now, so. I'm looking around here. You also got a lot of ice skates. What's that all about?
So back in the 50s, when my father took the business over, the locals said, hey, you should really get into this, but selling used ice skates, because when Lake Ellyn opens, the whole town goes. And so the history of Lake Ellyn, actually, until the 90s, every year the Illinois State speed skating race was at Lake Ellyn, because it's perfectly oval, and with the boathouse and the lights and everything, they actually had the race there. So my father got into doing the used ice skates, and I've continued all these years.
Do you have any memories of what the place was, what the Main Street was?
Oh gosh, yeah, down Glen Ellyn was such a great place to be. So every Sunday, my father would make us come down here, and we would clean the store. And me and my brothers and sisters, we would go out back and either throw a football back, or we would do hide and seek through all downtown. I knew every nook and cranny of the alleys.
What were some of the things you would see? Let's say across the street there, what was there?
That was Werwar's, discount store. Sears Roebuck was at the corner. Walgreens was at the opposite corner. So when I was real little. And I even remember the grocery store, which is McChesney Miller, which is just recently, 150 years in business. I remember their second location, which was around the corner, which is where the brewery is now.
Oh, really?
This is actually from 1941. If you look at the picture of the gentleman in that picture, you can see this machine in the picture. So basically, if you look at this item, which we're going to make, you can see the stitching right here. You see how thick that is?
Right.
That machine will do all that stitching.
Can you show it?
Yeah. So this is called a last. So what you do is you take the shoe and you stick it on like this, and then it holds it for you, and then you can do all your stuff. You can take a hammer and you can hammer away. Like that shoe, I used to have to do it by hand. Like I'd have to go like this. My forearms used to be huge. This is Lou.
Hey Lou, how are you?
Oh, no.
How old were you when you started?
I started here, I was in 7th grade. Obviously when you're young, I really can't believe I had to do this, but we all looked back and loved it. We would work together, all of us. There was times where all 5 of us, and my mom and dad, we were all together, working together. The bakery across the street was there.
What was that bakery?
It was called Flour Barrel. And it was there from 1933 until it closed about 6 years ago. Yeah, cookies and donuts, and in fact, it was kind of cute. They knew that I liked chocolate Bismarck, so the woman would actually save one for, and I'd only eat it on Saturday. So every Saturday she'd save one for me. And if I would forget, then she'd bring it over, and then she would just give it to me. But back then, it was such a small town that everybody knew each other, and everybody kind of watched out for each other, and it was just really a great place to grow up as a kid. And I kind of it feels that way today. Obviously, a little bit different. Everything's a little more faster paced than it was back then. But I still think it's the greatest place to have a family and to raise a family in. It's just a cool town, and I truly love it.
Well, thanks for being our first.
Oh, that's really cool that you wanted to come in and do this.
So here we are.
Yeah.
This is Doug. I want to make certain I say your last name correctly.
Yes. Herwaldt.
Herwaldt. Doug Herwaldt.
Yes.
Paul's Shoe Service.
That's right.
So here we are.
Yeah.
This is your roving reporter, Dr. B. We'll see you next time for more stories behind the scenes in Glen Ellyn.